Hey guys, Junior Pierce here with Heavy Sack Custom Rods. I appreciate you taking the time to stop and view the video. I started this YouTube channel a couple of months ago and had all the plans of doing videos and whatnot. Kind of drug my feet. I didn't make it happen, but here I am now, and I plan on doing a video a week. Not a set day or time that I'm going to upload it. I'm just going to kind of roll with it, and as I run into something or build something or something of interest, I'm going to post a video. I get asked a lot of questions throughout the week, and if I get one in particular that I'm asked quite often, I'll just do a video and hopefully can teach someone something, help explain. So I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I'm going to be real. I'm not going to sit behind this laptop and do a lot of editing to make this look like a TV commercial. It's going to be what you see is what you get. If somebody walks in, I mean, it's just I'm not going to stop and go back and forth and try to cut it all out and add music and make it all pretty. This is what you get. Anyway, one thing I want to talk to you about today is rod actions. People get it confused, and I did prior to building rods. So one thing that a lot of people think a moderate action is a fast action because it's got a lot of whip to it. It's a real limber rod, when it's actually quite the difference, quite the opposite. A fast action is a real, the stiff rod, like your flipping rod. You want to flip a jig, it's a real heavy action. So one thing, this here is a 7.6 heavy. I'm going to try to show you here. But one thing on a fast action rod is how far it bends back. So a fast action is going to bend out closer to the tip. Here's the tip here. I'm not sure I can get it all in this video. But a fast action is going to bend closer to the tip, and it's actually going to spring back into place real quick. So this is the a blanks, I guess you could somewhat say lazy. It wants to stay just like this. It wants to resist the bend, and it wants to get right back to its position as quick as possible. A fast action does, and this is a fast action, so kind of watch how fast it gets back to straight. I mean, that's pretty quick. All right, so here is a 7.6. This is a 7.6 medium light. This is going to be a lot of crankbait and rod right here. With your treble hooks, you want a real soft action so that you're not pulling the treble hooks away from the fish. It's easier to keep a fish on treble hooks with a softer action. So watch how long. All right, so for one, this rod bends. Here's part of what I was telling you. I'm not going to edit that out. I mean, it's just what it happens. Anyway, this rod bends way back. So. But it also takes it a little while to get back to its natural state. So I'm going to do a pull about like I did on the last one. See how long it took for that rod to get back straight. That is a moderate action rod. This here, again, just a quick reference, this is your fast action. It gets back straight. It gets back to its natural state there pretty fast. That's the difference between a moderate and a fast action rod. Again, I've talked to several people about it actually this week. So if you see this video, I'm not picking on you. I just, like I said, I get asked this a lot. So I thought I'd throw this video together and put it on YouTube and follow up with my previous plans of posting a video. So I hope that explains it, and hopefully you learn something off of that. Pretty simple. It's just misinterpreted, I guess. So another thing I wanted to follow up with is, now that I've been dealing with 2 vendors for rod blanks since I started in 2015. Recently, I've been truly blessed with this business. I mean, I've since 2015 I've blown up. It's gone from, I have rods in California, from East Coast to West Coast, even in South Africa. So I have rods in Canada. Last year, and I can't remember exactly. I either built 835 rods or 853, one or the other. Somewhere in there. How about that? But nothing wrong with the blanks that I've been using, but I kind of felt like it was at a time that I need to do something on my own. It's time for me to do try something else. So There's only a few factories in the world that build blanks. You know, I know there's a few shops here and there that are building blanks, but there's to mass produce blanks, there's only a few factories in the world. So back and forth between two factories, decided on one. I got some samples in. I made some changes. And just to be honest with you, say for instance a 7-foot medium heavy. There's, you know, without going crazy with it, you know, there's only so many designs as far as dimensions of butt diameter versus tip diameter and taper that you can do with a 7-foot medium heavy. But there is a lot you can do with materials and the way that they're done, the way that they're built, rolled, what have you. So one thing that I don't mind paying for is if I can see a good, a better quality product. So one thing that I'm doing, my blanks are all cut by the material before it's rolled is cut by a laser instead of cut by hand, and this eliminates you know, human error. You know, for instance, if it's cut by hand, cut by a razor blade, and I'm not knocking that. I'm not saying that that's a bad way to do it by any means. I mean, in my mind, I was just trying to do better. So when they roll that material out on the table there, they lay a pattern out and they lay weights on it to hold it down, and a person runs around with a razor blade and cuts that material. Well, if for instance that material, if that pattern moves or what have you, or it allows the material to move, and let me just show you here. You know, for instance, if they were cutting down that material and the material kinks, and you know, as you're pulling, you know, you got a little resistance there and it kinks, and they just cut it and keep going, you know, that's not a that's going to be a place in that blank that's not consistent with the others. So in my mind, with all being cut by laser, you know, I think it'll all be a little bit more consistent. We're eliminating one person's hands being on it, so you know, I could be proved wrong, and that's fine. I'm not here to debate or argue, but that's one thing that I've got. Another thing that I've got is I went with a little bit higher quality resin. It's a lower viscosity, which is just makes it a real thin. You know, it's a lot thinner resin versus a thicker. You know, it's more like water versus motor oil. So, for instance, this graphite, you know, if you look at it by the naked eye, you really can't tell. But you know, you could probably feel some coarseness in it. But if you take like a I don't know, like a paper, let's say a paper towel, you know, it's got pits and, you know, impregnations, what have you in it. Well, that graphite's somewhat similar. So with a thinner viscosity resin, my idea is, and it seems to have paid out, all of those pores are covered. You know, everything's got resin in it, a little more hopefully consistent, because it runs out, you know, if there's too much, what have you. Just a few little things that I've tried to do, and there's one other that I really don't want to get into. That's I don't want to say you know, it's just I've changed something that I'd rather really not talk about. I don't want to put it out there in public, but anyway, the blanks that I'm using now are going to be called PRD. They're pierced rod designs, and I'm still going to be using some of the others vendors from time to time here until I get set up all of my own exclusively. I've got 6 models coming. I got around roughly 350 blanks coming. They should be here within the next 3 to 4 weeks. I did get some samples in. I tried them out. I got several customers that's got them, and everybody is pleased with them. That's where I'm at with that. I have actually got some samples coming with this order, so I'll get them in and get to try them out a little bit, some more crankbait blanks and what have you. But I started the PRD, the Pierce Rod Designs. I'm going to start selling rod building components. I'm going to sell my own blanks. I recently got a deal with Wind Grips. Yesterday I got a deal with Flex Coat, and I've been in the works for about 2 weeks now with Fuji, and that looks like it's all going to be a go. And so I will be carrying, to me, I'd rather, if you're going to put the time in to build a rod, and you want to build a rod for yourself, I don't see why you would want to use nothing but the best. So that's what I'm going to carry here. Of course, Fuji's just, they're just absolutely the best, and reel seats. And also, I do have CFX composite, the carbon fiber grips. So anyway, that's going to be available here in my store. I also have tackle and whatnot. But anyway, guys, like I said, I'm going to try to do a video a week, and this is just my first one. Just wanted to throw it out there to explain the rod actions and introduce my new blanks and new business. If you will, subscribe to my channel. I think it's down this way, whatever. If you have any questions, either comment here, shoot me an email at heavysackfishing@yahoo.com. My cell phone number is 601-622-0468. Shoot us a message on Instagram. Give us a follow there. I'm on Facebook as well. And someone here is always going to be watching that. If it goes off, and I will get to you as quick as I possibly can. So I have a lot of rods to build. I'm going to guess and say in the 23, 24, maybe 25 rods behind right this moment. That's kind of I've been in the 12 to 15 rods behind. That's kind of the normal. Finding someone to help to build on the quality that I expect is pretty hard. But anyway, I'm going to just knock them out as fast as I can. If you ordered a rod, look forward to coming to you soon. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me, and I look forward to hearing from you. Again, I appreciate y'all's support. I appreciate just the friendships that I've built since this whole deal started. Again, thank you, and I'll see you guys later.